Hi guys, we are nice. I'm Ray.
I'm Julien.
I'm Michael.
Guys, and we are here once again to react to a Patreon request. This is here. This is Kevin Bacon's movie.
Yay!
I have not seen Kevin Bacon in the movie, like starring in the movie, in quite some time. You know?
Yeah, he's pretty up there.
I think the last movie I saw starring Kevin Bacon was a horror movie. I forgot the name of the movie, but he's in it, and that was back in the early 2000s. Like I don't think he stars in movies anymore like he used to.
Nah, you know what? I think Kevin Bacon just decided, I make so much money that I'm retired.
I don't think that's the case, but I know that he's a good actor. He's a really good actor. Well, this is a Patreon request. This came out in 2007, I believe it was. Or was it 2009?
Yeah, I just saw it.
This has I believe this is a true story. This actually took place after or during the not the Gulf War, but I think this is Afghanistan or something like that. Recently, I don't think that's a storm, but it's recent. This took place recently in the 2000s.
Now, quick question about this movie:
Mm-hmm.
Is this one of those movies where the ratings are bottom of the barrel?
Honestly, I didn't do any research on this movie at all.
Okay,
okay. We're going into
so we're going blind. We don't know what we're getting ourselves.
But I do know that it's Kevin Bacon, and Kevin Bacon is really good. I'm looking forward to that. I do miss the guy. It's been a while since I've seen him in anything, and I don't know him starring. I do know that he won an award for this.
Okay, good.
So looking forward to watching this.
So it's definitely going to be a good movie.
Yeah, and guys, if you would like to request a movie, we do have a tier on our Patreon that will allow you to do just that. So check out our Patreon and see how you can request a movie you want us to react to certain movies. Right? With that said, let's go check this out.
Let's do it.
Why you driving so slow down? You worried about getting a ticket over? Sorry guys, just rubbing on out.
Oh.
Well, Jesus, let me have my laugh.
Jeez. That kind of sucked. I was in the middle of laughing that happened.
Yeah. Now I feel like a dick. I was laughing at.
I mean, they kind of set it up that way.
Yeah.
Oof.
Oh, I know
Michael
exactly what
Phelps?
they're going to do.
Yeah.
Yep. They're going to do the deed.
Early in the morning.
Oh.
Did it have to be that early in the morning? Did they wake people up for this news?
Is that what procedure is? Like as soon as they find out that the death order has
Immediately,
been
I don't know if you do that immediately. Well, that sucked already.
That started rough.
Raising the Journal of Lieutenant Colonel. Yep. Michael Stromberg. Retired.
Look at Mr. Kevin. Looking young. He's not even... And at this point, he was old already.
Well, he is a little older.
No, I'm saying, but he doesn't look...
Doesn't look as old as you think. Yeah, I got you.
What is it?
Iraqi freedom. They published that like that? I didn't know they published that. Or is that just for military?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Maybe that's his job, that he goes to people's houses.
Man, that would be rough.
Yeah, that'd be a rough job. That's what you do?
Rough. I don't know if I could do it. I've always liked this. I mean, I know it's a small thing, but I always liked how respectful they treated it. Like
the reverence behind it?
The reverence behind it. I mean, from my knowledge, guys, from my knowledge of watching movies and watching historical flicks, it's always they put it in a plane by itself. They go take it out, and there's a whole ceremony behind it. And I understand that's the small gesture, but I mean, that little small gesture.
But it means a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Last Friday, they made a request for 300 additional augments. Sir, it's my recommendation to just send enough augments to cover their casualties of last month.
How many of you have been in Iraq since 9/11? I know you spent a lot of time on these reports, but I cannot have a bunch of analysts contradict the commanders on the ground.
Sometimes I wish I was over there.
Be careful what you wish for, right?
Hey, Dad.
Hello, everybody.
He looks good. Like he really put himself in good shape for this role.
That's what I'm saying. Like he looks really good.
He looks solid. Like an actual, like he's doing PT every day.
And not crazy. You know what I mean? Like
No,
sometimes like Marines, you look at him like, all right, guys, come on. This guy's off the
There's a solid look to him.
Yeah, it's a solid, definitely very solid look.
Let us pray. Ready? Down.
I guess there must be a certain division.
Yes, there is.
Who just do this.
There is.
This is what they're doing.
There is. Man, I wish I met a guy in powerlifting who does this.
Like it have to be done.
You have to do it. It's a certain.
And
it's a certain
ritual.
Yeah.
So he's just an analyst.
He's an analyst. Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Sir, last night I read the DOD announcement about a PFC Phelps. He is from my hometown, Clifton, Colorado. I would be honored to escort him home.
It's a little unusual for an officer to escort a PFC.
Yes, sir. I know that, but I would very much like to do it, sir. I volunteered for escort duty. A young kid, he's from Clifton. I volunteered to take him home.
What is this about, Mike?
Not about anything.
No, there's more to it than that. You know, your wife, other than your mom, your wife will be able to read you very well. They know exactly what's. This ain't typical of this person. This is a major process.
Please tell the family I'm so sorry for their loss.
Forward.
Is the body in the van already? Or are they going to pick up the body?
That could be just escort to the.
At each transfer point, regardless of the mode of transport, you will render honors. Your duty is not complete.
Oh my God! This guy, what's his name, man?
From Evil.
Yep, that's the guy from Evil.
And he's also a superhero.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Luke Cage. Yeah,
Luke
yeah.
Cage.
You may deliver the personal effects directly to the next of kin.
Oh boy. Golly.
These effects must stay on your person at all times until delivery.
Could you imagine not being thorough enough on that there's actually still blood left over? Like the harrowing.
Even one single drop will be enough to tear you down. This is killing me, guys. Golly.
Gentlemen, we have our first departure of the day.
Wow, that's like a giant lab.
Seems like it's affecting him a little bit.
I'm afraid we've taken a lot of casualties this week. He's not ready for departure today.
Comes amid rising violence between insurgents and coalition Marines in Fallujah today pushed into the chaotic city.
I never knew that this was such an intensive process. I mean, maybe they're seeing it for the first time. This is heavy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is what you're doing.
He was quite impressive, your PFC. He's so decorated for such a young man.
I didn't know him.
Well, you can be sure that his uniform will be perfect. You know, whether it's now or later, it doesn't matter. But just in case. He's a military shrink.
I'm good, thanks.
It's just an FYI.
I like her.
I'm wondering what connection he has, because it seems like he truly has a connection.
You'll be leaving in about 15 minutes. Your final destination, Du Bois, Wyoming.
Thought I was on my way to Colorado.
But his parents lived in Wyoming. That's where his family wants him buried. That all right?
Of course.
Phelps' parents are divorced, so you'll have an extra flag to present to them.
How do you handle that? Divorced parents?
If you could make sure everything's here, then sign the inventory.
But there's still blood on the watch?
Letter Phelps' platoon commander wrote to the family.
The mortuary specialist did the best that he could. However, these remains are not recommended for viewing.
Oh, no.
It's been my privilege to care for him, sir.
Sir, I need you to verify that this is PFC Chance Phelps, that you are ready for departure.
20 years old then, by the time.
Or going to be 20.
Doing okay?
Yeah. I'm good.
Almost there.
That was Timothy Chalamet for a second.
You always do these runs?
Yeah, but I thought about joining on. Yeah, but I was too chicken shit.
At least he's honest.
Sorry, I mean too chicken.
You can say shit.
And plus the whole haircut thing. I'm in a band and, you know, you gotta keep it long to keep the ladies happy. What about you?
I was 17. In fact, my parents had to sign something because I was underage. Couldn't bear the thought of waiting another year. Graduate from boot camp, you feel like you're on top of the world, and you travel, and you see these things you never thought you'd see. It was fun.
I just wanted to do something.
This is rough.
He seems like he has a good heart, the kid.
Yeah, well, he knew he wasn't military type, but he wanted to do something.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to do something to be part of it somehow.
I'm calling it right now. If they show him passing the flag to the mom, I'm gonna break down.
Well, no spoilers.
Well, if it happens, I'm gonna break down.
I have a voucher.
He's the military escort. I'll check him in. I upgraded you to first class all the way to Billings.
Very nice of her.
Thank you for your service.
I've always wondered if military ever felt self-conscious about that, about being told, by people, thank you for your service. If they ever felt like...
Can't go through the X-ray machine.
Please don't tell me how to do my job.
You, man.
You have a lot of metal on your jacket. It needs to go through the machine.
Oh, my God.
That was in that line, I would have started swinging.
He should have karate chopped that guy right in the throat. Who are you talking to?
I need to get down to the tarmac to watch the loading. Sure.
Do this escort stuff mostly?
Me, no. I work in a cubicle.
Okay. You can stand right here if you want.
Thanks.
You know what I like that he's doing? Like, he's really doing his job. Like,
He's not
I'm not saying that this happens, but there's so many things where he could have, whatever, and just cut corners and just load them. I'll be sitting here the whole time. Oh yeah, you can hit my jacket. You know what I'm saying? Like he's making sure that he's doing his job to the T.
I'm like on the verge of tears still.
I'm like on the my eyes have been moist for the last half hour.
Can I get you something to drink?
Jack Daniels rocks, please.
And for you, sir.
Water, thank you. What's the matter? You on duty or something?
Yes, I am.
Did the uniform not give it away? It's like everybody's trying him. Am I wrong? I mean, why my guys are angry?
I want you to have this.
Don't cry, guys.
What? I wonder if he's thinking that, everything he's getting is, should have been given to
Chance. It tears me up inside this movie right now because it's like, on one hand, it's really moving how much respect the American people have for military, and on the other hand, it's like, it's really sad what's going on. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
I feel you, homie. I feel you.
My family is meeting us there.
Are you related to the deceased son?
He's my brother.
Take care of yourself, son.
You probably should have got some tissues before the movie started.
Probably. You know what? There's a roll right there. I'm gonna bring it over.
Go ahead. Oh, well.
My bad.
That just happened.
There's no need to move him.
Don't worry, no one's going near him.
Jer, I'm all set. I really don't want to leave him here alone.
So he cannot leave. That's what I'm mistaken. That he cannot leave the presence.
No, he can. I didn't. He probably didn't think it was safe there. Like he did in the hotel, remember?
Okay.
In the hotel, he just didn't think it was. Makes sense.
I also just think he didn't want to. I mean, I wouldn't want to.
I was Lieutenant Artillery Battalion, 1st Marine Division.
Well, I guess you saw enough action in Kuwait, huh?
No, not so much.
Oh, that Motorola.
Oh, great. Oh, my God.
Some happiness in the movie.
Good to see him smile.
Right? Like, Jesus.
Good to see him smile.
You know what I mean?
I'm going to inconvenience you for a few moments while the escort disembarks the plane. I know the name of every KIA I've ever carried.
You know, maybe it's affecting a lot of people, this trip. And it looks like the reality of what's going on at the time is sinking in.
I got a hearse. It's ready to go.
They're in Wyoming, right? This is beautiful. That's so awesome. Wow.
This reaction is going to be a whole bunch of heavy breathing
Oh, really?
and crying.
Golly. My chest hurts.
I need to check on his uniform.
You know it's going to be a closed casket funeral.
Protocol. Oh, boy. I hope they don't show it. It's going to kill us.
Folks at Dover did a great job. They knew he wasn't going to be viewed, and his uniform's perfect.
Golly, bro. Just a kid, 19. Is that what it was? He didn't have any more equipment?
Here we have Gunny Mulcahy, Chance's recruiter.
Sir. Gunny?
And Sergeant Michael Orange.
Sir.
He was with Chance when he died.
He sure as hell was a Marine, but he was still Chance. Same old wise-ass smile.
Phelps, he's got his shower shoes on, grabs his rifle, runs outside, and is like, "Where's that? Where's that?" He's still standing outside in his shower shoes.
Well, you guys would excuse us?
Chance wasn't even supposed to be there that day. He attracted all the fire to himself so that the rest of us could take cover, get organized, and get out. I just keep running it, you know, in my mind, like, what could I have done better? What could I have done different? What do you say to somebody's mom when they tell you it's not your fault, you couldn't have done anything? He'd be so honored knowing such a senior officer brought him home.
I should have been over there, Charlie.
It wasn't your time.
It was exactly my time. Used to seeing my wife and kids every day, and I stayed home.
Is he thinking he's a coward because of this?
You better stop right there, sir. You brought Chance home without a witness. They just disappeared.
Jeez. Well, I'm glad he set him straight with that. He was tearing himself up, was it? You know what? I don't think you could blame anybody, any person, who wants to be home with their wife and kids or their family. It's just a human need.
Yeah.
You know?
Mike Strobel. John Phelps, Chance's dad.
I'm Chance's mother. Thank you for your service.
It's my honor, ma'am. I'm just so sorry for your loss.
This can't be easy. At all. Oh,
Here.
This is the medal that Grandma gave him.
I want you to know you do not mourn alone today. All across America, from Virginia to Delaware, Pennsylvania, Minnesota, Montana, Wyoming, people are thinking of you and praying for you. You should know that Chance has touched many people. There's one more thing that I'd like you to have. A flight attendant in Philadelphia handed this to me, and it seemed like it was very special to her. I was going to keep it as a reminder of the trip, but then I realized that she wasn't giving it to me. She was giving it to you.
He was as fierce in battle as he was gentle in friendship.
Please be seated.
Please know that he died a hero.
Young guy. Very young guy. Just a kid. Wow. Dear Lord. Whew. All right. Let's take a moment to recuperate from what we just saw. Oh my God. Everybody okay? Anybody need water? Want to take a little break and get some water or something?
No.
Julien, how you doing?
I'm fine.
Want to get some water or something?
No, I'm good.
All right. Well, guys, that was Taking Chance. This is probably one of the hardest movies I've ever had to react to. You want to respect what's going on throughout the whole movie. You don't want to talk over anything. Even if you did want to say something, it was hard to because I had a lump in my throat the entire time to even try to form any words. because of how beautifully done this movie is.
Yeah.
You know, this was really a beautiful movie about this Chance Phelps. You know, about this whole journey of what this Marine had to go through to transfer the body, the remains, to the family, and how that affected everybody along the way. Like, everybody along the way was moved, and it was hard to say anything that would have been anything relevant. Not even that would have mean anything that was going on in the film. You know, like I there were a couple of things I was saying, but I was so involved in looking, and then that feeling in my chest, that lump in my throat the entire time. It was hard to react to this movie, you know? For those of you who, I hope you guys don't lose your minds saying, well, you guys don't talk. Well, it was hard to talk through this. It was hard to say anything or leave any comments at all because of what was transpiring throughout the whole film, you know? Going back to Lieutenant Mike Straubs, who's transporting him, you know, and he seems to be struggling with the idea, like, what am I doing here? You know, who am I as a Marine? Am I really a Marine? You know, I should have been out there. Instead, everybody I know went. These guys, I could have went, but I decided to stay in a desk job. And I'm very happy that the Korean veteran stopped him in his track.
Set his mind straight.
You know, it's like, yeah, you don't think that you're any less of a Marine than these other guys. Because you were not there doesn't mean that you were not important. You were neither here, you were neither elsewhere. You know? But I can still understand why he would think, why he felt guilty about not being there and being alive, and while this young kid didn't make it. You know, that I have to do this for you, you know? I'm still not clear exactly what motivated him to volunteer for this unusual position for someone who is such a high-ranking order, you know? But still, it had to be, and apparently it was, very humbling for him, this whole journey, and how everybody, listen, from the airport to the drive, the flight, everything about this was handled with such reverence and such care and such love that everybody was being affected by this. And I wonder if it's the fact that he's younger, so young, that it had a bigger impact on people. You know, especially those in Virginia who was preparing him to transfer him to Wyoming. You know, you have to clean him up. You have to get the things off and clean what you can, you know, his uniform, his stuff, the care, the look in her face when she said, we did our best to make sure that he's looking great. To the point when he is a closed coffin. You don't have to look at it, because let me close coffin. He opened it up to make sure things are done, and things were like legit perfect. You know, that they spared, no one cut corners.
Yeah.
You know, and it was this high attention, this importance of what's going on and what they did. It was so beautiful, you know. I don't know how other countries treat their soldiers. I don't know, you know, but I do know here there's a huge respect. There's a huge love. There's a respect. We know what the sacrifices is. Many families have dealt with the sacrifices. You know, I'm very sure that almost everybody. I mean, it seems like I've had a member or two of family, past, present, or maybe coming up in the future, have been in the military and understand this. And it's important to people, especially the family, that this is handled with reverence. You know, these people sacrifice for the country, and how important it is. You know, and it means that, and it is not. Many people might think that this is all just propaganda. I don't see that one at all. You know, this is how it is. You know, if you are from another country and you think that this is not how it happens, it absolutely happens like this. You know, there is so much respect and so much love for our soldiers on a regular. I mean, you can watch any sporting event. You know, you can go to a theme park. You know, they always held was high honors. And again, I can see why Kevin Bacon will feel the way he felt. Like, okay, thank you for your service. And like he said, I realized, this wasn't for me. This was for someone else. This is not for you. I was going to take a whole trip on a trip, but no, this is for you. That he's feeling that, I wasn't over there. So thank you for your service. I'm just in a cubicle crunching numbers. That's still important. Those numbers that you're crunching were probably saving lives.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think I did figure out a lot of the filmography. I believe his motivation for doing that was he was constantly looking at those casualty reports. He was constantly in his mind that survivors guilt and whatnot. And so finally he was like, let me at least do something. Let me escort somebody. So I think that's why he did the escort.
That and also I think that in his job, they're just numbers.
Yeah.
While he needed to
get that harsh reminder.
Get the reminder that no, these guys are not just numbers. These are people. These are real lives.
Yeah, and I loved how they genuine, like the filmography in it. They showed real people. Like they didn't say anybody's names really. It was just real people who were going throughout their lives, and even with like Chance handing. Like, Chance did have a name and everything, but the fact that they never showed his face, and I know that they said in the movie they didn't show his face, I just felt like it was something for, like, people who have had this to happen can connect more on a more...
At a personal level.
Yes, thank you, yeah. So, like, maybe it's my unresolved feelings or something, but for me, I was just constantly seeing my uncle, because the funeral was only, like, 6 months ago, and I still have... a little bit unresolved feelings, but it's a movie that I need a second.
I get you. But again, the topic is very well handled.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's handled with this care and this reverence, this love. I think the director did a really good job. I think Kevin Bacon was outstanding.
Oh yeah, I see why he earned an award for this one. This is pretty good.
Yeah.
He was top tier on this one.
I felt like everybody, none of these people felt like NPCs.
Yeah, no.
I felt like every single one of them. I felt what they were feeling. I was feeling it too. Everybody felt 3D. I felt everybody's emotion. Even the conversation in the bar about what happened, you saw how it was like a little chuckle and then a solemn feeling about what it is.
Yeah, the horror.
I mean, it wasn't treated like there was no political agenda with this movie.
No.
There was nothing about pro-military or against military or the government or not against government.
Yeah.
Whatever. I just saw, to me, a very beautiful process that takes place with a lot of love and care. I saw a family struggling but accepting what it was. Like, I was afraid, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was afraid that because the parents were divorced, that we might see some type of bickering maybe.
Yeah.
And then it seemed that they were like, no, this is, even if there was, and not that I'm saying that there was any, like, everything was put aside to make sure that this moment was respected.
Yeah.
No side disrespect, no jabs here, nothing, So, and that was the first thing I thought. I thought, I hope they don't fight at the funeral, and I think that's why you see they have two flags, because that might create a problem. Why did she get a flag, or why does he get the flag? Something like that. I tell you, bro, it was really difficult to get words out.
Yeah.
In this, it was just one scene after the other. And you didn't want to, not just didn't want to say anything, you were just I was so into the movie, and my throat, like, I was aching. I had many lumps in my throat. There was so many scenes from the point where he first got on a plane and he met that other transporter who was transporting his own brother, and I was like, oh my God, Jesus, and then the other, one of the plane attendants was like, yeah, I see a lot. It's been a lot of you guys lately. It's like, jeez. So this was a very beautiful movie. Very beautiful, well done HBO. I wonder if this is HBO, one of these HBO movies that was direct to HBO. I'm not sure if that was or not.
Mm-hmm.
or this was in the theater. I don't remember this ever being in the theater. Just either way, again, very good on Kevin Bacon. He did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
He needs to do more movies. He needs to go back. We need a Footloose too. Something like that, you know. Yeah, we need something. But I'm gonna tell you, we here at Our Nights, we hold every one of these movies that deal with military. We do love our soldiers here. You know, we have a huge respect for what is it they do. You know, not just the soldiers or the Marines, but also their families. It's important that a lot of these stories are told. I really do think that a lot of these stories should be told. As hard as it is to watch sometimes, hard to deal with, these are things that should be known and respected, and these memories should live on. You know, these things should be never forgotten. Never forgotten at all. You know? So, anyway, guys, this and along with other shows that we have on here will be available on our Patreon channel for as little as $1 a month. Guys, if you like what we do, we really do appreciate if you hit the like button, the subscribe button. We'd like to know your thoughts about this particular movie, about Kevin Bacon. If you know anything about this particular soldier, Marine, if you know anything about, if you have any family members who are in the military, you know, and you know, how does this movie come across to you? And if you are in the service yourself, how does this come across to you as well? Because you know, the three of us, never been in the military, and it came to us, as you can see in our reactions, this was heavy, and we loved every bit of it. With much respect to the acting, to the story, and to the family of the Phelps family who has sacrificed sacrifice for our country. All of this was to us very important. How do you feel about how this movie was handled, and you know, how well in America we have our respect for our soldiers, you know. Anyway, if you again, like we're doing, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, guys. Really appreciate it, guys. Also, in our description, you're gonna find a link to our merch store. If you would like to help us out and get a couple of merchandise, you know, a shirt or a hoodie. It's Christmas time. We have a lot of stuff you might want to buy the fans and your family of Our Nights to make their Christmas a little better. We appreciate that. Well, anyway, guys, we are Our Nights. I'm Ray.
I'm Julian.
I'm Michael.
Guys, we'll see you soon. Take care.
Stay safe, guys.